And John, it occurs to me that much more recently, the Manchester United team with Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Van Nistelrooy, Giggs, Peter Schmeichel in goal. I mean, they were really a complete team in many ways. They could mix it, they could play. They had Cantona for a while, who in the Premier League was magnificent on his day. They also would be really in the running, wouldn't they?
Oh, there's no doubt, Eamon. They did it over a period of time. Obviously, they did it with different teams at different times because Ferguson made changes over the years, which he had to do. But I think the team of Keane, as you say, and Scholes and Beckham at that particular time were probably the best of those great teams.
Yes.
Like, and Lee mentioned there the Souness, Hansen, Dalglish, Rush team of that particular area would have been, I think, the best Liverpool team as well, as long with the other great teams they had in the past. So, like, these people built dynasties, and I think, you know, Guardiola has to do that. He's had a great season. There's no doubt about it, that. But to continue it and to be regarded as the best team ever, then he has to emulate Liverpool at the best, Manchester United at the best, and in fact beat them. So there's a lot to be done yet. It's promising for him, Eamon, but there's a lot to be done yet.
Okay.
And just before you finish, that Man United team won the treble. They won the Champions League.
Yep.
They won the FA Cup and they won the league. You know.
Yeah, in 1999.
So just shows you what a great team! What a great team they were as well.
Yeah. One other test that people sometimes use, and I put it to both of you. Put it to you first, Liam. Is, and I'm talking about the Keane team now, Scholes. I mean, how many of this Manchester City team would have got in that team? I could think of Van Nistelrooy, Keane, Scholes, Schmeichel, really outstanding, great players. Yeah,
well, certainly no Manchester City defenders would have got in there.
No.
Because that defence is where the problem is. No, we could go on about this all day, Eamon. That Man United team was a brilliant team, and it had character, it had a real tough aspect to it. If you wanted to mix it physically with them, they could, with Keane and Scholes in the middle of the park.
Yeah.
But they were also great to watch as well, with Beckham and Giggs on the wings. It's like John says, that the flavour of the month now. We'll see as the years go ahead and the seasons go, how good this Manchester City is going to be.
Okay.
Eamon, can I just say something there? To be fair to Guardiola now, Manchester United, we've seen them. You know, they've had their great years. Yes. Now we've got to see, give City, say, 6 or 7 years and see can they compete with them as the best, as one of the great teams. At the moment it's promising, but he's got another 5 or 6 or 7 years to see if he can emulate those players and be in the same bracket. Yeah, it'll take time.
Interestingly enough, just this morning I was reading in one of the British newspapers that Guardiola said that he's not going to go on a spending spree in the summer, and he reckons he just needs 1 or 2 players. I think he needs a lot more than 1 or 2, because he's got to really get. Can't think of one defender he has that really is outstanding, apart from Vincent Kompany, and the sort of the idea seems to be in his head that he's cracked it.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I don't think he's ever going to say that. I mean, I think he's been very modest in his answers to what he's done so far this season. I mean, if he believes that he needs 2 players, well, you know, we'll wait and see if that's the right case. But I don't think he's ever bad or too big-headed enough to say he's cracked it. I don't think that's a fair comment on him. No.